Hello everyone, welcome to Madrid Pulse. You got source of latest news, events, and everything happens in heart of Spain. The Spanish coach announced his departure from Bayer Leverkusen at a press conference. The operation to land Xabi Alonso at Real Madrid has begun. But before continue, make sure you have already subscribed for getting more Real Madrid updates. Let's dive in. The Bayer Leverkusen manager made his move after announcing his departure in a press conference following 2.5 years in charge of the German team. The club and I have agreed that these are my last 2 games in charge of the team, the coach began at the press conference before the match against Borussia Dortmund. We believe it is time for me to leave and that today was the right time to announce it. We have always had good communication with the club, were his first words. Football and life are about finding the best moment. That was my intention. However, the coach declined to comment on his next step after confirming his departure. The German team still has 2 league games left, and his intention is to finish in the best possible way. This isn't the time to talk about the future, as we want to have a nice goodbye here on Sunday, he explained, before opening up after making one of the most important decisions of his career. It's a time of mixed feelings, a mixture of emotions. We've taken the right path during this time together. I still have 2 very emotional games left. Football and life are about finding the best moment. That was my intention. And that's how we wanted the farewell to be, especially considering the long, beautiful, and important time we were here. I want to enjoy it until the last moment, he assured in a press conference. Beforehand, the coach opened up to his entire squad and staff so they would be the first to know about his decision. I spoke with the players and the staff, with everyone who was here during these 3 unforgettable years. Now it's time to experience it with the fans in that stadium that made me who I am today. I am deeply grateful. I think we can all be proud of what we have achieved. Last year, I felt I had to continue. This year, I don't. The Tolosa native thus ends his time as coach of the Rhineland-Palatinate side after 2.5 seasons. It was the most successful in Leverkusen's history, with the historic 2024 Bundesliga title, a treble of the Pokal and German Super Cup, the likes of which Leverkusen has never seen before. I'm not going to say anything about the next team yet. We have a couple of games left and a season to go. After that, it will be time to talk about it. He confessed about his decision. In football, everything is about moments. Choosing the right moment to change is the most complicated thing. Last year, I felt I had to continue. This year, I don't. It's been an important cycle with the players. At some point, it had to come to an end. It's best to do it the good way, not the bad, because that way, it's easier for everyone, he explained before joking about his departure and the possibility of bringing players from his current squad with him. I can't promise not to take some Leverkusen players with me in my next stint, he replied with a laugh. The coach and Leverkusen have reached an agreement after the German CEO, Fernando Caro, announced weeks ago that they had a gentleman's agreement with the Toulouse native, according to which if any team he played for during his time as a player wanted to sign him, they would not put any obstacles in the way of his departure. Now, he will have to sign a 3-year commitment with the club before taking over the squad. Thus, Alonso is already facing his farewell to Leverkusen. The Basque player will bid farewell to his fans at the Bay Arena this weekend in the match against Borussia Dortmund, Sunday, 3:30 p.m. The affection remains and the bond is very strong with the Real Madrid fans, was the message of hope the coach offered at the start of the year, explaining his time as a player for the club from 2009 to 2015. One of Real Madrid's biggest shortcomings this season has been their tactical acumen, as they have largely railed on the ability to come up with individual brilliance or their synergy on the field. Their weakest point, on the other hand, has been the lack of physical preparedness, both in terms of fitness and distance covered, and a lot must change ahead of the new season. While Antonio Pintus has long served Real Madrid as a reliable leader in that department, there have been doubts over his methods and the results he has brought out this season. He has thus been touted to leave alongside Carlo Ancelotti, with a new team backed to replace him as the fitness trainer. As relayed by Bild, HT, the Madrid Zone, in a recent update, Xabi Alonso will not arrive alone in Madrid, but will bring a separate team with him. The German outlet relays that Alonso will be accompanied by Sebastian Parilla, who is his assistant coach at Bayer Leverkusen, to continue in the position at Real Madrid. Further, Ismael Comenfort Lopez will arrive with him as the physical coach and Alberto Encinas as the assistant to the physical coach. The three staff members who will arrive with Alonso will look to revamp where Real Madrid are lacking this season and bring reforms in terms of the team's work rate off the ball. As it stands, the new manager is expected to arrive for the new season, but it is not completely ruled out that he takes over for the FIFA Club World Cup. In either case, the announcement of his arrival is expected in the next week.